Alright, so check this out. This is, I guess, part two of a little show around this DEA Factory MyPlay. It's going to be pretty crappy in here with no light, but we're going to try this out. I just kind of want to show now that now that I got it going here, I got a couple things on there. I just kind of want to show, like, you know, how responsive the screen is. You know, it really isn't that bad for a, you know, I don't know, mid-range Android piece, you know, so it's pretty good. So I'm gonna show just a couple things here, you know, with how some things run. Here we get Jetpack Joyride, just to show kind of how Android games play. So far, it's been really good. I've liked it. I would say the one thing is, if you don't like to tinker with it as much as play with it, then don't bother buying it. I'd say the first day I thought I was going to take it back right away. But there's just a lot of tinkering around with it, you know, running things, you know, especially emulators. You know, some emulators work like crap. You just try another one. And, you know, I've gotten a couple that work pretty good. Now, I haven't tried any of the ones that you have to buy. They've all been free ones. Because I figure if they're going to work, they'd work with the free one. You know, you're just not going to get features like, you know, save states or maybe rewind or, you know, just fancy little things like that. So everything that I've tried's been all free. So let's try here. Let's kind of see how this works. Oh yeah, he's continuing off from there. So you know, Android stuff, of course, is, you know, you would expect it to work pretty good. And it does. It's really not that bad. You know, the touchscreen is pretty responsive. You know, I'd say, as for lag, you sometimes get maybe a little bit of lag at the beginning, at the main screen here, but it is pretty good. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hook this up to my TV so that it's just going to end up recording better. I just wanted to show you a little bit of how that works. So this is now what it looks like on the TV. It's a 47-inch 1080p. So it still pretty much is just going as it was. It's a little jumpy. I don't know if it's changed any. I think it's still the same. But let's play some emulators. So first one I'm going to try here is Atari. This TV does cut that off, but I could probably... yeah, it's cutting off quite a bit. It shouldn't be too hard for me to change that though. So here, we're going to try this. So this works great, and as it should, really, because, you know, it is Atari. Okay, so that's you know, this is working all pretty good. Let's turn this up a touch. Fell again. Hey, the controls are pretty responsive. You know, the D-pad itself is a little mushier than I would like it to be. There's just a lot of play before it actually does what it's supposed to do. But it really isn't that bad. Just close. Alright, so now, let's see here, we'll get out of this. And usually you gotta check down there, because sometimes they end up still running if you just go to the home menu. So let's try Dead Trigger here. This is pretty much the top Android game that's kind of going on right now. And so let's see how this runs on here. Now, some of the Android games I haven't been able to get to use the buttons. Usually most I can do is get the D-pad going, but that is up to the developers. So far, all of the emulators that I've tried have mapping to a keyboard, which is what this emulates from what I've gathered. Like the start button is S, the select button is space, you know, so things like that. Now let's see this work. Oh, I think right now I have it set at max settings too, and we're gonna let's see here. Oh, I'll put that away. Okay, and the next menu here. Now, this is for. I only played this for a little bit, so. Now this one, you are using the screen as the way to play it, as your controller, which is what I wanted to get away from this. And so far from what I've found, I haven't found any settings to map it out. But it is more of a dual analog game, where that's what you're gonna want. That is a bit choppy, and really isn't working as well as it should. I don't think. I think it should be able to do better than that. There's quite a few frame rate drops, but all in all, really not that bad. Now, I still hate the touchscreen controls, but it does look alright on this, even on the big TV here. Let's see here. Now let's see another emulator run. So next one here, we'll go with a NES one here, and we'll run Zelda here. And it works pretty good. Some of the other ones I tried, they didn't work. This one I had to mess around with a little bit of settings. I've gotten 2 to work really well. Now it's still, it's still missing in a couple spots where it should be. It's not as smooth as it should. But that could also be my settings. My biggest problem with this thing is getting it out of my kid's hands so I can mess around with it. My son, he's all crazy about the Angry Birds, and my daughter likes this dragon game that's going on there. So the biggest problem is getting it out of their hands so I can mess around with it and kind of get this going here. The sound is a little behind to what it should be. Sound isn't 100% either. It sounds like it has a problem with channel mixing. But this is just the same emulator as well. If you do find some that work well with certain Android devices, send me a message and let me know. Really, I haven't had as much time as I should to mess around with it. to find out exactly what's working and what isn't. But I thought I'd get something out. I should get something out. And you know, it's working pretty well. There's the frame rate up at the top there, 61, and it's pretty solid at that. And I would just say it probably just needs a little bit of tweaking with the sound settings to make it work. And it's crap. See, it gives you notifications too for Facebook and stuff. Oh no, I'm gonna lose it. Anyway, so there's that. Sound isn't 100%. Now we can also try, a different emulator here. So let's see if this one works better. Seems like the sound's okay. Oh, once it gets a little heavy there. And this one seems to drop frames more than the other one. So it, you know, I'd say it's probably more to do with the emulators than it is with the machine itself. So we'll close that. Okay, so let's try this one here is a Game Gear emulator, so I'm gonna have it run Wonder Boy because Game Gear and the Sega Master System, they're both gonna run the same. So let's see how this works. You know, I gotta say that it does run a little bit smoother. Might be because I'm so close to it, but it does seem to run a little bit smoother on the screen itself than the big screen here. Ah, crud. It does seem, it's way smoother on this screen here than it is up there right now with this Sega Master System or Game Gear emulator. Just seems a little jumpy up there. I missed it though. So that is that. Now let's I'm gonna play a video here. This is gonna be a 1080p MP4 video, which downloaded from YouTube, but it's one of my other videos, my urban exploring videos. So I'm just gonna show a little quick clip of this so that we can kind of see how that looks up here. But it's all really smooth, and it looks pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with it. So, as a video player, it's pretty good, I'd say. Now that might be hard to pick up on the camera because it's a camera filming a TV, but it really is not that bad at all. And skipping ahead and letting go, it's almost instant, no loading. Probably one of the outside stuff. So it plays video really well, which it kind of should, but that's also not what I bought it for. I bought it for D-pad emulation. So we'll get out of this. Next we'll try MAME. Now this is for sure what I wanted it for. Anything past Super Nintendo, I don't think runs good on it. It doesn't look good on emulation. Doesn't run good on emulation. You just, I don't know. It's not where I would focus my time on this. This would be more of an arcade thing. So like if you want N64 games and stuff like that, you can get them on DS, an updated version on DS. So let's try Double Dragon. Of course I'm going to try Double Dragon. So we'll load up some credits in here. Now it did take me a while, and this still does have some slowdowns. You can tell it's not, it's not running a steady anything for its frames. Frame rate, once it gets pretty heavy, it gets down to about 20 frames a second. So we'll play this and see how it goes. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Get my ass handed to me already. So there's that. It really doesn't look that well on the big screen TV here. It looks a hell of a lot better on this screen down here on the MyPlay itself. Let's see what happens when we bring out a whole bunch of people here. So let's bring her out, and then we're gonna get Bobo out. Yeah, come on, get out here. And this guy. All right. So now we got 3 guys on here, 4 guys. And it's still going, 50, 40 frames a second. Running at 88 is probably 88% is the lowest that I've seen it go. But you know, Double Dragon ends up lagging quite a bit with a lot of characters on the screen anyway. So that's nothing I'm surprised at. All right, let's try something else here. Game Boy Advance. Oh no, Game Boy Color. Where did I have Game Boy Color? Right here. So, Super Mario Deluxe. No, we'll start over again. Now, some of them I've been able to get the on-screen buttons off, just so they're not on there at all. Oh, what's going on here? Huh, okay. Maybe that's a bad row. Okay, let's try again here. Because I know that one did work. R-Type worked awesome. No, one again. So right now I got it all mapped out for these for the keys, and the emulators have been pretty accepting to keyboard setups. Let me turn this down. Jesus. Well, that's pretty much all I got on there so far. We're going to. I'm gonna try and see if I can get some of those emulators working a little bit better. See what other ones, what other ones work better. Really, Temple Run I haven't been able to get going because it won't recognize the tilt function. So when you're trying to tilt from one side to the other, it won't let you do that. But it will let you do it for bike race. It'll let you tilt to keep the balance. So it's kind of weird. I'm gonna have another part on this as soon as I get this going. Hopefully I can get some suggestions on other emulators to use, and I'll have those going. It's definitely not something to buy if you don't like to tinker with your stuff. So, alright, thanks.